Hi again, my name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today we're doing the second half of my What Sold video, which will be for last weekend, Friday through Sunday, January 19th through the 21st. And my sales were still, they're good for it being the end of January. Friday and Sunday were good. Saturday was down, and you just got to kind of go with those dips. Robert's forever reminding me, what is your 7-day? What is your 30-day? What is your 90-day? Because we're going to have those highs and lows. Some months the lows are more than the highs, especially here at the beginning of the quarter. But just keep on doing the things that you can do to, work on your eBay store, run sales, do end and sell similar, send offers. I send offers all day long, probably over 100 every day, and they do culminate in sales. So I'm a big believer in sending out offers and just list, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm listing tons, getting through the profit piles, right? All right. Before we get started with this video, two things. One, we should have the video out tonight for the other channel, the new channel. It's called the Rebel Pickers. Robert should have a link down in the bottom. If you like watching picking videos, then, come on over and subscribe if you don't mind. But if you're, not inclined, especially these first videos are going to be all just digging through the bins. Very little editing. I'm not really providing too many comps for that one because I'm still going to do my haul videos on here, and I'm still going to be going through the bag, sharing everything with you guys and telling you what I think I'm going to sell it for and showing you sold comps for those items that I choose to. So, come on over if you like that kind of stuff. But like I said, these first ones are going to just all be picking from the bins. I think the first video is the first stop on the first day, and we were there for 3 whole days. And then second, we do have a Discord group. So if you are wanting to support my channel, it's like $5 a month. I think if you're iPhone, they charge you a little bit more. But, we just have like a running chat. We chat all day long, share pictures, share funny stuff, share, commiserations on things that are going wrong. And then we're going to be doing Zoom calls. And we've been enjoying that because we just it's a small group right now. We get to sit and just chat about life and get to know each other. If you're wanting something like that, then come on over for that too. All right, let's get this going. We're going to start out with Posh. Usually I have Mercari first. Y'all, Mercari's just stinking. I had one sale that entire weekend that I'll share with you, but Poshmark's getting better, but it's still not what I had hoped for. I don't think, for me, my toys do as well over there. I think most people go to Posh to look for probably like home goods or clothing and shoes and stuff like that. They don't really come over there looking for plush. Plus, with their shipping being priority, sometimes it is more expensive to shop for, loveys and small plush and stuff on Poshmark. But I'm going to keep cross-listing to there, especially all of my clothes and shoes and some of my household goods and stuff. And hopefully it's going to increase throughout this year. But first thing I sold were these Vans jeans. Now the thing with these is it was missing the size and material tag. I don't guess. I'm just not comfortable enough doing that. I just end up providing the measurements and letting the person who actually goes and looks at my listing decide if they think they're going to fit. I just think if I was to guess, you're going to have somebody who said, but you said it was a 12 and it's not a 12. It doesn't fit me, and you're going to get returns for those. So I don't put anything in there. I usually just say see measurements or something like that. But finally, these jeans sold for $12. Just Born Peeps. These are the larger chevron designed Peeps, and they sold for $19 on Posh. Lovey, still sold a Lovey on there. This is from Little Beginnings, sold for $15. And then this person bought a bundle of 3. I accepted $28 for the 3 items. She picked up this Cat in the Hat plush. It's very small. Felix the cat, Sylvester the cat. So she paid $28 for the 3 items. And then Mercari, $7.50 offer for a small 7-inch Build-A-Bear dog. All right, then eBay. eBay is my #1 platform. This year will be my 25th year. Pretty much full-time most of the time. I have left a couple of times. I was a special ed teacher for a couple of years, and then I went and worked for the state for a couple of years. But in the end, decided that I wanted to pursue self-employment, online reselling, and we've done pretty good for ourselves, I think. So let me go through some of my sales for that weekend. And just a reminder, if you're new to my channel, I don't do free shipping. I tried it for a year. I sold more, yes, but I made less profit. So no, I don't do it. And I do fine. Right, first item that sold was this Fisher-Price Little Tramp dog. It was motorized, sold for $18.19. American Eagle, this is one of our older listings, sold for $9.97. Probably not a shirt that, or a brand shirt that we will continue to pick up. They're just very slow moving. Kendall Kylie women's jeans sold for $12. I've been listing tons of clothes, so I think I'm selling more. This was from my profit piles. I'm clearing off shelves and emptying out IKEA bags of just stuff, what I call my one touches. I've looked at it at some point and thought, and set it aside. But these next 2 months, I'm really focusing on getting through those bags, getting shelves cleared off, getting ready for the next yard sale season. I'm pretty sure Robert picked this up. It was called a Tower Pocket Adding and Subtracting Machine Calculator. It had its original case, but I think it was supposed to have like a stylus type pin with it, and mine was missing that. It sold probably within a week of me listing it, still for $18, sitting on a shelf. This was an older listing. It looked handmade, so I tend not to list a whole lot of doll clothes, mixed brands. Like I won't do American Girl stuff with Cabbage Patch or anything like that. This seemed handmade, seemed in really good quality. It sold for $7.22. The lady, the buyer left me amazing feedback on it, saying that it was the best quality for a handmade item that she had received in a while. So I probably will still list this type of stuff by itself. But again, that's why my pile of doll clothes over here just keeps getting bigger and bigger, because I just have an issue with mixing stuff, mixing brands. I've talked about it in the past. Robert's forever commenting on it also. I don't like doing that. But at some point I need to deal with a lot of the unmarked doll clothes that I have. This came from that private pick estate sale where I picked up tons and tons of vintage plush last summer. This was unmarked, but anytime I find plush that has a clown theme, I pretty much grab it, and it does very well for me. This one sold for $26.95. The buyer did send me a message also saying that she has been looking for this forever. It was a childhood toy. I tell you, nostalgia sells, and she was thrilled that she had finally found it. So this is why I love the vintage plush. Flag Anthem men's jeans sold for $15.94. This is by Rand Toy. I'm not sure why I didn't put homeschool in there. Usually I do. This is an adding owl toy from 1998. When you push the little button down, it shows you like magic that the answer to the problem. And, oh, it's adding and subtracting. Sold for $12.11. Uh-oh, my writing there kind of got bumped up. This is a Hallmark plush. Let's see, Valentino the Lion. It was working. It's been listed a really long time because I do not have a video showing it working, but it sold for $8. Y'all, I'm at the point where I think starting tomorrow's sale, I'm going to start picking items that were listed before last year and start doing like 40% off sales. I'll pick like 200 at a time because I figure at this point, a lot of this has gone through at least 2 fourth quarters. My fourth quarters, I get amazing sales. So if it hasn't sold during 2 fourth quarters, I need to just start moving it. So I think what I'm going to do is do 40% sales and still be sending out my 10% offers and hopefully start getting a lot of this. I'm going to start with bears because that is the thing I have the most of. I love them, but y'all, they take a while to sell unless it's specific brands and stuff. But I tend to pick up a lot that I probably shouldn't have. So that's my new strategy for this next week, and I'm going to see how it goes. But right now, if it was listed before the end of last year, we've coded all of our custom SKU blocks to include a date code. So now I know on everything that gets listed exactly which month it was listed in, if it was since January of last year. And then I'll start, if I get an offer and that my knee-jerk reaction is, no, that's too low. I always say when I get an offer, it's a good opportunity to go in and check what the comps are doing currently. And sometimes it's just best to go ahead when you've got an interested buyer to go ahead and accept the offer. So that's what I've been doing. Getting ready for next fourth quarter, but I got to have space. All right, I picked this up, I want to say 2 years ago at the 100-mile yard sale. I was out there with my sisters. This person had a case of like 24 of these. And no, it was more than that, like 30 of these buffalo china, really thick, like restaurant ware cup and saucers. And I paid $5 for all of it. I've sold some, and this was just one set. I'm waiting for that one person who wants to buy like 5 or 10 sets. But right now, I keep selling them individually. Sold for $8.50. They fit in a small priority box when I ship them. They are heavy because they're thick, but easy peasy. But you can tell there, I still have 22. SeaWorld White Seal Plush also was a Busch Gardens exclusive. Sold for $19. Nike Pro Active Women's Top sold for $10. Nike is another one of those. I'm not going to buy very much of it. I'm going to be more particular as far as checking comps, checking sell-through rate, because just there was a time when Nike did very well, but not so much anymore. Thai Pluffies. Love that brand. Love that series. How about that? Not that brand so much. But this one was from 2006. I had never had the Panda Bear before, so I did list it a little bit higher than I normally do, and it sold at my sell price of $22.45. BDG Urban Outfitters jean jacket sold for full asking price of $34.68. Now, I know I listed that last month, so what had happened is probably I did an end and sell similar, and before my sale started, it sold. Russ Muffin Dog Plush. This is definitely one of the Russ dogs to keep your eyes out for. Not big bucks, but it sells very quickly for me and above my bread and butter, which is always nice, right? This one sold for $20.20. I just gotta stay away from glassware. I just do. You know, what appeals to me doesn't normally sell for very much. I bought this earlier last year, and it's finally sold. It is Wheatonware, which several of you guys helped me identify it. But I guess it was like a sugar bowl, sold for $7.50. Still made a profit because I probably paid $1 or less for it. Christmas ornaments, I tend to pick up quite a bit of them. This one was of the Capitol building, sold for $10.45. Another Thai Pluffies, and again sold for my full asking price. This is an Angel Bear from 2011, $9.95. Tyco Kitty Kitty Kittens. For those of you who watch ADH Dave, he had sent me a picture when he found like 6 of these at a yard sale. But I think he ended up finding the ones that the brand is DSI. They had at some point a water bladder in their bellies. I've only found it one time where it still had the intact water bladder, but come to find out, like 20 years ago, they had a recall on them because the water was going stagnant or something. I've sold them. I did not realize there was a recall either, but I think he said all of his listings got taken down. But you can sell the Tyco brand. But this one was in rough condition. I decided to go ahead and take a $35 offer on it. I'm going to remove that just so I can show you what the tag looks like. But right here, you have to make sure the ones that you find say Tyco Industries. These were from the 90s, and this was a jungle kitty kitty kitten. All right, Old Navy. Lots of just bread and butter jeans for us. These sold for $11. Tie again, and this is a viewer sale, so thank you so much, Sherry. Sherry bought the next 3 items. She bought the Faithful Angel Bear for $17.95. And then Miss Noah, y'all, that's probably one of my favorites brands. I do not find it very often. They are very unique. I think Sherry had commented in her feedback that she has several of these in her collection. So she bought this one for $22.60. And then she bought these Kimberly's Original Bear Plush for $15.31. So thanks again, Sherry. Pyrex glass coffee pot percolator. I received, y'all, this looks pretty rough, but I received a message. This person was wanting to make sure. I guess these come in a couple of different sizes. The Pyrex percolators do, and the baskets are a little bit different in size. So he just wanted to confirm the size. This is why it's so important to make sure you include measurements or a picture of your measurements, because, you know, he was able to confirm based on my pictures that it was going to fit. He's already left me glowing feedback, and I think, I didn't double check, I just sold the top to the basket that goes in the percolator, and I think it's him again. So I think he's gone in and realized I actually had a couple of parts to this, the glass Pyrex coffee pots, and he's purchased another piece out of it. But usually I pay $5 or less for one of these coffee pots. A lot of times the big seller for it is the glass stem. This particular one, it was broken inside, so I'm not sure if I broke it or I bought it that way. But still, I end up selling just the pieces for way more than what I paid for the coffee pot. But he paid $8 for just the top. Clark's. We find a lot of these shoes in our area. Usually pay like $3 or less for them. This one sold for $12.32. Dandy Brown Bear Plush sold for $12.07. This is another Russ bear to be looking for. This on the tag said Great Grizzly. Let me show you the tag down here. I was very surprised when I saw the comps for it. Did take a little while to find the right buyer. Sold for my sale price of $47.71. I think that might have been my best sell that weekend. Story time. Story time. Wilton Van Vehicle Cake Pan. I sold this pan, I think, back in November, but I shipped the wrong one. Didn't notice until I sold that one. And then the person didn't contact me either. So when we finally figured out that we had sent the wrong pan, I had to take the defect. I canceled. They didn't want a replacement or anything. I took the defect for item, not available, and relisted this. And this pan sold again, $15.25. I think Robert picked these up when we went down to FlipCon. And when was that, June or July? Or I can't keep it all straight in my brain. I want to say he picked up like 3 cake pans for $3 each. So, yeah. All right, Carter's Just One You Monkey Plush Lovey sold $8.50. A lot of the Carters are bread and butter. Bleacher Creatures. I tend to pick up most sports-related plush as long as they're in good condition. Google Lens told me exactly who they were, the Philadelphia Flyers. I think it was only listed a couple of months and sold for $13.72. Frog Flowers Trinket Box. Probably was at an estate, one of the estate sales where it was fill-a-box type thing. And we tend to put stuff like this in the fill-a-boxes or fill-a-bags. This sold for full asking price of $19.95. Pottery Barn Kids. It's another one of those plush, for me, really nice quality. Does not sell very well and does not sell very quickly at all. This has probably been listed since the beginning of last year and sold for $12.11. Again, my numbers have been pushed up, but this sold the same day I listed it. It was another one of those items that had been sitting in a box waiting for me to do smalls. This is from the Street Sharks series, 1995. It did have a missing piece on its back. So, that's kind of why it was set aside. Sold. If it had been complete and in great condition, probably $40 to $50 for some of these. But because it was missing a piece on the back that was important to the toy, still sold same day, I think, $22.45. Not quite sure why all my lettering got bumped up, because it wasn't that way when I set it up, but we'll just go with it. Just go. This is Walgreens. I pick up most plush that I find Walgreens because it's technically very limited edition. They tend to just do it one year, and then the next year, if they release something similar, it has something different about it. So I do very well with Walgreens. This was a Dog Lovey, sold for $25. This is a Robert pickup. Don't remember where we got it, but it was KMFDM Virus CD lot, sold for $17.95. Prestige Baby Purple Hippo, just adorable and purple, sold for $24.22. Animal Adventure Gray Elephant Plush, larger size, 16-inch, sold for $20.17. Lots of plush, y'all. Commonwealth Tan Mouse Plush from 1993, sold for full asking price, $39.95. Once again, this is Unita Pee-wee Fancy Pants Doll. I remember picking this up at an estate sale, $1 or $2. Sold for $8.06. I bought it because it was in its box, but I don't, it didn't change things significantly though. Fisher-Price Loving Family Dollhouse. If I find stuff together, I'm making lots with them, but if I find them individually, I do tend to list dollhouse stuff, little people stuff, either in small lots or individually, so that the person who needs just the mom can buy it. A lot of it's bread and butter for me. This mom sold for $7.21. All right, Play School Elmo Nylon Plush 24-inch. Been listed a while. Took a best offer of $11. And last but not least, of course, Fisher-Price Puffalumps. This is one of the Puffalump Kids from 1991. Did have some discoloration that didn't come out with normal cleaning. Sold pretty quickly for $17.95. All right, y'all. Another weekend of sales down. This week has been amazing for me. Amazing. I'm hoping, I've talked about this in the past. I normally like, to make over $300 a day, for those, who kind of keep their eye on their daily sales. But right now, because I'm listing so much, my sales are going up where I'm consistently staying over 400, which is amazing, amazing. And I'm hoping it continues to stay that way and maybe go a little bit higher, because I'm determined to get this room under control, which means I'm going to have way more stuff to list, which means hopefully more sales. And then running this sale that I'm targeting my really old stuff, hopefully is, even if I sell something at half price, it's going to be a profit, because you guys know I buy stuff very, very inexpensive. That's the good thing about Plush. You can get it very cheap. Those who only want to pick stuff that's got really quick sell-through rates, definitely be checking Terapeak to make sure the things that you're picking up do sell, in the time frame that you like for stuff to sell. All right, it's time to get to work. Bye.